see that lawyer man and be like, damn.
What gets me disappointed is you trying to put down my African brothers.
He did not only have a black woman, he had a black, educated, smart woman who made more money than him. Can I hear an amen?
What's up? What's up? What's up? This is Maud from.
Yes.
And today we are talking about all things intercultural relationships, which leads to marriages. And the good thing is, I have my co-host Velma Smith, or should I say Mrs. Smith.
Hello.
She has been all things Jamaican. You understand? She's gonna talk to us about V. What is that about?
So just to begin by defining what we're talking about, right? But intercultural would just mean relationships or marriages from people from two different countries. It could be two different skin colors. It could be two different tribes. It could be two different, just whatever.
But it is no big deal in Kenya, though. You know, if you're married to a Luya, you're married to a Kikuyu, you're married to a
Are you
Kalenjin.
sure it's no big deal? It's no big deal, we say, but is it really no big deal? Because if it wasn't such a big deal, then we wouldn't have the times we have our little two wars and the fighting in election time.
It is true. It is true.
Things have gotten softer and gentler, but I do know people still kind of throw the eye when they hear, oh, my husband is this tribe or that tribe.
It is true. When my husband said, oh, he's marrying a Kikuyu, everybody's thinking about, oh my gosh, Kikuyu, you know, with the money and all that kind of a thing.
You said it, not me. So. But again, for our people who don't know these differences, I feel like Kikuyus are more entrepreneurs. They're usually the people who own businesses and start businesses, and you'll find them in every other society running a business. So a lot of times, unfortunately, the assumption is that they're all about money. But that's not true.
But V, shouldn't that be a plus, though?
It should be. It should be. I mean, it's the same way you see like our Arab brothers and sisters are always the epicenter of business if you go to a place. Our Indian brothers and sisters too. So I think it should be an advantage. I just think there's some fear about the unknown, and maybe back in the olden days, because we don't know your tribe and we can understand what you're saying, therefore we'll push you away and not marry within you because we don't know. You know what I mean? And so we come up with these things that separate people, but people have mixed tribe households and they have wonderful children and they have wonderful families and they love each other forever. So I don't think there's a difference. If God can put it in you to see that lawyer man and be like, damn, listen, honey, give him children, marry him, and have yourself a home. Power to my lawyer brothers. Talking about cultural differences, right? Because like my husband is Jamaican and I'm Kenyan. And that's one of the first things is food. It's the most obvious thing, even from the time you're dating. Because now you start to pick restaurants. Where are you going to go out to eat? And he has this taste for food and I have this taste for food. And I love to cook and I'm a foodie. So one of the first things I want to learn is, you know, what do I cook for my man? And the first hubby was Jamaican, but he was vegetarian. So I wasn't as open. I didn't experience as much of Jamaican style nyamas. Now I'm looking and I'm like,
no, every time you'd visit me, I'm like,
you know, this is a funny thing, right? You grow up at home and you don't really eat nyama every day because it's expensive, right? And then you come here and you realize, you can afford the chicken every other day and beef. And I'm like, I've developed all my skills and Duke doesn't eat meat. I'm like, what? What am I gonna do with all these meat cooking skills? No, he's cool dude though. Let me leave him alone.
What I have a problem with though is you know, you're married to a Jamaican.
Yeah.
You trying to put down my African brothers down.
I get what you're saying. And I know what you're saying because I've done it, and I don't think I thought about it in that kind of way. That one was saying of I don't date Africans.
Yeah.
I've done that, and I don't think I meant it, but after thinking about it later, I realized how it must have sounded. I do, however, think, and people, please, more Afro Mamas followers, correct me if I'm wrong. I feel like when people come here, they act a different type of way. Like, I feel like my African brother here is not always, not all of them, but a lot of African brothers I found here don't act the same way they would if we were at home. And so I don't feel that same connection that I would with them.
Wow. Why? What's the difference?
I don't know how else to put it. I just feel like, especially, I'm gonna say my Kenyan brothers because it's hard to judge other people that I live with. But when I met my Kenyan brothers when I came to this country, there was just a different energy, a different air, the different way they carried themselves.
But
they gave you less respect.
To that, I'm gonna say this. You know, my husband has two uncles who came into in America in the 60s, 70s, right? Mm-hmm. And what they married to white girls, right? What they used to say is, our African sisters would come here and they would be quick to disown the customs, the traditions. So when you say that, you know, your brothers, they come here and they want to act like Americans, they had the same problem.
But so what do you think? Because I feel like, so they want us to remain traditional, right? But they're quick to choose a non-traditional, non-African traditional woman. The first kind of women our brothers engage with when they come is non-African women. A lot of times, you see when a Kenyan guys come, it's a Latino woman, it's a white woman.
Yes, because even back in the day, when you bring in a white woman back to Africa, it's like an achievement.
So why can't we do the same thing? So why can't I see a white brother? And actually, the only reason
you can do that. I just don't want you to think there's an achievement, though.
Yeah, I accept
bringing down or putting down my African people.
But our African people need to remain. They need to remain like authentic. Okay, be authentic to you. The reason a Jamaican man is going to attract me across the room is because he's going to be a Jamaican man. He's not going to be an American man from Jamaica. No, but we're going to have an African man who's living in America. Do you get the difference? My Kenyan brother is not going to be quick to act like a Kenyan living in America. He's just going to be an American. Like sometimes you can't even tell apart no more. And I'm not saying you have to have a thick accent. You don't have to dress like.
Well, it's not about that. It's not about that.
Be you. Follow the values and the morals that we did.
Yeah.
The problem I feel is they're willing to cohort and hang out with women who do not have the morals we were brought up with, right? Those are the women they'll hang out with. Then when they're ready to marry, right? When they've run around the circle. When they're ready to get married, now they remember, oh, there's my African sister Velma. Then they come to you and wonder why isn't she acting like the African girl still sitting in Africa? I'm going to the same travels you're going. I'm dating the same kind of people you're dating. I'm just as far removed. So I think both men and women, if we remain authentically us, to a point that makes sense. I mean, there's some things that don't make sense anymore. But if you're authentically you, then you will attract that kind of person. And let me tell you why a lot of people fall for our Nigerian brothers. Nigerians are Nigerians. Okay, meet Nigerian here, he's gonna look like a Nigerian, he's gonna talk like a Nigerian. You know who else is from East Africa that I actually recently found out and I really admire them for? Tanzanians. Tanzanians also stick to their culture a lot.
Really?
The ones I've met, and I stand to be corrected, people, because what Tanzania, they'll still speak that Swahili of theirs. They'll still eat their own kind of food. Think about it, when you miss home and you want to listen to music, do you tune into Bongo or do you tune into Kenyan music?
Bongo.
Okay, because even my favorite, like I love Calligraph Jones, but if I think about it, I love him because he raps like an American. You see what I'm saying? But what do Tanzanians do? They don't change it for anybody. They don't tweak it for anybody. So why can't we do that here? Why can't we do that here? But that being said, I mean, listen, intercultural relationships, let's build and multiply and fill the earth like God said. How else are we going to have Jamaican Kenyan kids? Okay.
I have to tell you though, you know, when I see my brothers here, you know, when they get good money, they're NBA players, football players.
Who do they marry?
White girls.
Speak on it. You tell those boys to remember that the same Black African woman that was helping them hustle on the street, braiding his hair when he ain't have money, okay, taking her little paycheck to buy him Payless shoes to go shoot hoops, is the same girl he should be with when he makes that money. That's why I love me some LeBron. Don't know nothing about him basketball, but the fact that he's still with the same girl that he was playing in high school, he will always have my respect. Oh, there you go.
Listen, that's something. LeBron, kudos to LeBron. That's the same thing I had a feeling of Obama when, like, Obama, oh my gosh, just wait and see who the wife is.
He did not only have a black woman, he had a black, educated, smart woman who made more money than him, okay? But she was still woman enough to take it down, let him run the country, go back, get her doctorate, and still be Dr. Obama, okay? Listen to me, honey. Find you a black, okay, find you whichever culture you're from, but I'm just saying black, woman, strong, powerful, educated. We are it. Melanin is and will forever be popping. Okay?
Yes.
Thank you guys for joining us. Leave a comment. Let us know what you think. Let us know what else you'd like us to discuss. Like, subscribe, and share. And we'll see you next time with the More Afro Mamas. Bye.